Media Man, I'm back with another one for y'all. Today we got a world. Well, let's see this. Let's catch this. Once again, we're poking the bear called Putin. Yeah, we're poking the Russian bear. So today we got some world news for y'all. Let's get right into it.
Protecting its strategic autonomy, S.E.T said there is no such thing as strategic autonomy in times of conflict. But whose conflict? This is not India's conflict. It's time Washington accepted this.
Now, this is the whole big problem. U.S. has stationed missiles in Germany. Yeah, I know. And Putin is sitting there after this whole big tension with Ukraine, you want to put missiles in Germany? Bro, really?
Surprise, mother.
Yeah, that's what they own.
Are we on the brink of another NATO-Russia war? Or at least Cold War? It's a question we have asked many times. There have been accusations, posturing, saber-rattling, and even some border drills. But the NATO and Russia have never come down to a face-off. Will they now? And here's why I ask. The NATO summit has just ended. The military alliance has turned 75. Washington played host. NATO leaders arrived, clicked pictures, and got down to business. They had a lot on the agenda: Ukraine's membership, the China threat, and their favorite enemy, Russia. And they did not miss the opportunity to poke Russia again. The US made a major announcement. Washington will deploy missiles to Germany.
The United States decided to deploy the precision strike capabilities in Germany, which I think is a very good decision, and it fits into all the decisions we already took. It is.
I'm just how? Not only are we paying for these dudes' missiles, but now we're sending over personal missiles, as if that's not gonna anger Putin, we're not gonna cause any type of conflicts. Yeah, we poking the bear.
Something of deterrence. So it's securing peace, and it is a necessary and important decision at the right time.
So what are these deployments about? The US will be sending long-range missiles to Germany. These are period deployments, meaning they're not permanent. The Americans will send surface-to-air SM-6 missiles.
Bro, what? American deployment to Germany. Surface-to-air SM-6 missiles. Okay, that sounds like a problem. Tomahawk cruise missiles and hypersonic weapons is crazy.
Damn.
Really?
Bruh.
Hypersonic? All right. Well, if they need it, but you don't think that Putin's gonna look at this and just be like, yeah, y'all on that type of time? Okay.
Tomahawk cruise missiles and hypersonic weapons. These deployments will begin in the year 2026. Now, Germany does not have long-range missiles that launch from the ground, so this move will boost Berlin's capabilities. And the White House argues that the deployment is crucial. It will act as a deterrent. Germany says it is crucial for peace.
Russia vows military response to U.S. missile deployment. So they're pretty much saying, dog, if you bring the missiles there, bro, we're damn near gonna make sure they don't make it there. Or, well, whatever that's supposed to mean. But in my opinion, they're gonna hold them up at gunpoint at gunpoint and be like, yeah, if you don't send them bombs back, them hypersonic weapons back, then yeah, we're just gonna blow you up with them.
That's the line that the West is taking. But what does Russia have to say about it? Well, a lot.
This is aimed against us. Of course, we must be aware of this. But there is no reason for nervousness or any alarm, because we began to prepare for such a development a long time ago. The aggressive course of the United States and the North Atlantic Alliance, led by Washington, is not changing. But we cannot be intimidated. We'll find a response.
So Moscow is not happy about this at all. The Kremlin calls it a national security threat. They say they're mulling a response. They want to deter NATO. But here's something else that stood out in their statement. The Kremlin says, and I quote, all the attributes of the Cold War with the direct confrontation are returning.
Russia slams U.S. deployment of missiles. And if you ain't really catch her through her accent, well, yeah, I'm going to be real with you. All right. All the attributions of the Cold War with the direct confrontation are returning. It's like, yeah, well, when you go ahead and put hypersonic weapons in Germany right next to these people, it kind of does send a very, I don't know, well, hostile message. Yeah, very hostile message. I don't know. That's like, you know, I would say me and my neighbors don't get along, and all of a sudden I start seeing them get loads and loads of guns and load them up, and we beefing. And I'm just looking at these niggas like, hold on now. Why they got all these weapons? And we don't get along. It's like, come on now. You can kind of see the concern here. Like,
it's a strong statement. To understand it, let's go back to history. In the 1970s, the Cold War was at its peak. The Soviet Union deployed ballistic missiles. They were in striking distance of Europe. So the US deployed missiles in West Germany. The Pershing II ballistic missiles. That's what the Americans deployed. And this led to protests across the nation because the Germans believed it would make them a target. After years of negotiations, America and the Soviet Union came to a deal that was signed in 1987. The agreement promised to remove the weapons from Europe. The two sides had a deadline for a few years, so they withdrew missiles from the region. And all was well until 2019. But that's when America blamed Moscow for violating the deal, and they pulled out of the treaty under Donald Trump. And this is what Russia is referring to now, the Cold War posturing. Are we back to that? Turkey's President Erdogan has warned against this. He's urged NATO to avoid conflict with Russia. But the appeal may have come too late because Moscow plans to respond to American deployment now militarily. They've said it in so many words.
All right, Business Insider India leaked government military documents laid out a doomsday scenario where Russia wins in Ukraine, then invades Europe. Well, all right. Well, I think y'all over there in Germany is a little paranoid. So y'all over here with the just-in-case measure, you know, yo, America, send us over some hypersonic weapons, some tomahawks, and then we're going to act like Putin's ain't going to look at us like, wait, what? They got what over there? Oh, okay, yeah. They playing with him. Bro, Putin's in there like, bro, y'all got to stop playing with me.
Words. They've not given specific details, but the prospect itself should worry the world. In the month of June, President Putin met his security officials. He said Russia should restart production of short-range nuclear-capable missiles. So you get the drift. What we're looking at is a renewed arms race in Europe. But will it just be mere posturing this time, or will it turn into a full-blown conflict? It's a story we'll keep tracking. Ukraine is fighting Russia, not just on the battlefield, but also on social media. A recent report claimed that the Ukrainian president's wife was siphoning money. And what did she do with it? The report said that she bought a $4 million car.
I'm done. So we're paying all this money to them just so Zelensky's wife can wake up in a new Bugatti. That's really what we're giving the money for. So Zelensky's wife can go out, go to Fendi, Prada, in a Bugatti, paid for by, guess what? Our tax dollars. Man, ain't this crazy? Man.
A Bugatti. Later, it turned out to be fake news, but you know the kind of damage such reports can do. Also, this is not the first such report. Disinformation has been rampant throughout the war, and most of it is around believable themes, like this Bugatti story. It's about Ukrainian corruption, coupled with the anger over Western aid. So how is the country dealing with it? And what is the West doing about it? Our next report tells you.
The Ukraine war. It's being fought on the battlefield, but also on social media. Disinformation has been rampant throughout this conflict. And a new one targets the Ukrainian president's wife, Olena Zelenska. She allegedly...
I'm gonna be real with you, that's a bit disingenuous to say. It's like, trust me. These social media warriors do not determine who's gonna win that war. Trust me. I think honestly, I'm pretty sure Putin is winning this war, but we just don't want to admit it.
Bought a rare Bugatti Tourbillon from Paris last month. Apparently, it was for $4.8 million.
Whoa!
An invoice with her name showed the price of the car.
And she woke up in their new Bugatti. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's reckless. $4.4 million. Where'd you think Miss Zelensky got that from? When we just sent them about $60 billion. Come on now. Come on.
Car when it will be delivered, along with the production date.
Oh, man. Oh, whoa. Compliance date, production. Damn, she bought a brand new Bugatti. I mean, like, the mug ain't even made yet. Compliance date, bro. She might not get that mug until 2 years. She pre-ordered a new Bugatti. Damn. Hey, shout out though. She balling.
But here's the most important part of it. It's being alleged that she bought it with US aid money. So how much of this is true?
What'd I say?
The report first appeared on an obscure French website. Soon, Russian agencies picked it up, and it slowly snowballed. Netizens shared the report, slamming the Ukrainian president and his wife. Social media asked whether it was the money of US taxpayers or British taxpayers. But the invoice turned out to be false. If you look carefully, you can spot the anomalies. It had several issues like inaccurate descriptions, a missing order number, and even the lack of a seller's address. Bugatti issued a sharp denial, calling it fake news.
Oh.
The Paris dealership threatened legal action. So how did this disinformation spread? Russian outlets and media have long accused the Zelenskys of siphoning money. They claim the Ukrainian president lives a luxurious life, all on Western aid.
So they're saying, hey, they say it's not true.
This isn't the...
All right, they're saying it's not true. They say she didn't buy no $4 million Bugatti, which, hey, I hope not, because, yeah, that'd be crazy.
First such fake report, but you can see why it was so believable. Ukraine is known for its corruption. Even during the war, multiple corruption scandals have engulfed the Ukraine Defense Ministry. For example, Kyiv placed an order for 100,000 mortar shells worth about $40 million. They were paid for but never delivered. So where did that money go?
Wait, what?
Well, to Ukrainian defense officials. So this Bugatti
story... they got paid for an order they never filled? Crazy. Well,
which hinted at more Ukrainian corruption, coupled with the anger over the US aid money, gave birth to the perfect disinformation storm. It threatened to destabilize support for Ukraine.
Pretty much saying that, yeah, well, they're telling the truth, but they're not telling the truth about the Bugatti. Oh, no, she's siphoning money. She just didn't spend it on a Bugatti. And let's be real, I'd hope she would be smart enough not to spend it on a Bugatti and make such a public purchase. A large public purchase.
Actually, such stories become even more prominent during election season. Like a story about Ukrainian officials buying yachts with US military aid. It became so big that several members of the US Congress brought it up. That too turned out to be false. Another report claimed that a Ukrainian information operation was allegedly targeting the Trump campaign. The US Justice Department too has dealt with this issue. It blames the Russians for this disinformation campaign as well. The operators reportedly used fake social media accounts which were amplified by artificial intelligence. Washington claims such accounts spread pro-Kremlin messages in the United States and abroad. Nearly 1,000 social media accounts were allegedly associated with this. So while the Bugatti story has been
So there's AI making up lies about Zelensky and them?
Stop the cap.
All right, I don't know if I could believe all that. Now, since y'all saying that this has been disproven, I could take that. But come on now. Everything, you tell me we're just going to, just because y'all disprove one thing, we're just going to throw the whole conspiracy out? Nope, I'm sorry.
Nope.
I still think he a criminal.
Checked, there are countless such stories doing the rounds, all targeted at the Western audience this election season. The West believes while Russia is making gains on the battlefield, it's waging a war of optics as well.
Palestinian police attack peaceful protesters. Oh. Tear gas and baton. That was Please take this time to be happy that you were in a country like America where you ain't got to go through shit like this. Please take the time to be appreciative. Because this is going around in other countries.
The images you just saw are from Balochistan, Pakistan's largest province. That was the region's capital, Quetta. That is where the Pakistani police went on a rampage. They attacked a group of demonstrators who were protesting peacefully against a rampant problem in Balochistan. Enforced disappearances. A lot of people have gone missing over the past few years. The protesters were asking for their return. Among those missing are students and a man called Zahir Ahmad Baloch. His disappearance was the trigger for the latest demonstrations. Zahir Ahmad Baloch was allegedly abducted on the 27th of June. His family wants to know his whereabouts. So they've been demonstrating for days. Yesterday was the 11th day of demonstrations in Quetta. There is no response from the government.
Somebody got kidnapped and now everybody's like, hey, no way. Y'all just ain't about to tell us where you at. Like, y'all know where you at? All right, well, this is reasonable. Was it a politician or something?
So some protesters decided to move to a different part of town, known as the Red Zone. And it seems that the Pakistani police forces did not like the idea. They would have preferred that the protesters remain put, hidden and out of sight. So the police decided to push them back by resorting to violence.
Whoa. Like I said, take the time to be happy that you live in America, where the police can't just run up and whoop your ass for disagreeing with them.
More than a dozen people were injured. 27 protesters were arrested, including 5 women, but they remain defiant. Because this doesn't compare to what usually happens. Like I said, this protest was against enforced disappearances. Since the year 2004, there have been about 7,000 cases. 7,000 cases in 20 years, 7,000 missing persons cases.
What the Whoa, hold on. So in Iran, they got a 7,000 missing person cases. Whoa. I'm sorry, that's absolutely wild. The Voice about the Missing Persons, a non-profit organization representing family members of those who disappeared in Balochistan, saying approximately 7,000 cases has been registered with them since 2004. Yeah. I don't know. Sounds like some type of human trafficking going through there.
Have been registered in Balochistan, and these are the registered ones. Thousands of people have lost their family members who just vanished without a trace.
Yep.
The images you saw earlier were shared by people like this, by young women whose fathers disappeared.
Epstein.
They say that a silent genocide is underway and that Pakistan is trying to eradicate the Baloch people. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Baloch people are spread across 3 countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran. That is the historical region of Balochistan. There are about 15 to 20 million Baloch people in this area. They have their own language, culture, and customs. Islamabad controls the largest chunk of Balochistan. It forms Pakistan's Balochistan province, the largest province in the country, by the way, making up 44% of Pakistan's landmass.
Okay.
Balochistan is also the most sparsely populated province in Pakistan, and there are multiple reasons for this. The most basic is that the environment here is harsh. The area is mostly desert. It is extremely dry, so it cannot support a massive population. But what Balochistan lacks in farmland, it more than makes up for in mineral wealth. Gold, silver, diamonds, copper, all of this and more can be found in Balochistan. It's a resource-rich region. Despite this, the region remains poor, partly due to Islamabad's general incompetence.
Man, that sounds like countries in Africa. Resource-rich, but somehow they poor, well, because, countries in the UN are just ripping them off on their resources. You know, taking our resources for themselves, they profit off it, and then the people make no money off it, and they just leave them there poor with less resources.
And partly due to bias. You see, resources and wealth are traditionally diverted to the center, to regions like Punjab and Sindh. That's where all the money goes. Peripheral areas like Balochistan or Khyber Pakhtunkhwa suffer from neglect. And this sets off a domino effect. Residents of the neglected areas feel like second-class citizens in Pakistan. They rise up against the Pakistani state, often in the form of militant organizations. So Pakistan ends up creating its own problems and then tries to clamp down on them with violence.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle, and it has resulted in this crisis in Balochistan, made worse by the situation in Gwadar. Gwadar is a coastal town in Balochistan where China has invested in a deep-sea port. This is a part of the China-Pakistan economic corridor. The port was supposed to boost trade, but not for Gwadar or Balochistan, for China and its friends sitting in Islamabad.
Oh man, them boys China, bro. Oh boy, but we be saying shit about the white man, but boy, man, that China, hey, them boys out there in China, man, they get to it. We be thinking them boys is about their money, man. Them Chinamen is about their money. They said, oh yeah, we out here getting all the resources out of you. We made this big ass boat, and we said we were gonna split it with you, but really it's mostly us eating. Man, that sounds like some China shit right there.
That's where all the benefits are going. So the locals do not benefit, and this has made some of them resentful. It has led to a spate of attacks on infrastructure built by the Chinese.
Attacking them?
Oh. And the result is this. Pakistan is now diverting more resources to ramp up security for the Chinese projects.
Wow.
And once again, the ordinary people of Balochistan.
So you're turning y'all back on your own people to protect China's interests? That's crazy. I'm gonna be real with you, that's crazy. And I can relate. Hey, man. We can relate out here in America, I promise you.
Get left behind. Our next story is about exercise Pitch Black. It's a warfare exercise hosted by Australia. It's a biennial event, which means it happens once in 2 years. This year's edition will be the largest ever. 20 nations are taking part, and India is one of them. A contingent...
But anyway, though, man, let me know what y'all think about those topics, man. Because those are some crazy topics that you didn't know. Not only are we messing around with Putin, there's some stuff going on in Pakistan that y'all didn't know about. And even India got their own stuff going on. But let me know what y'all think about that world news segment. It was just something I like to try out a little bit, see if y'all like it. I like to be informed what's going on around the world, not just America. Anyway, though, this is Set with Setting Comedian Man. I'll be right back with more. Appreciate the love. We out.